What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of It's Been a Long Week here on the Cantina Corner podcast show. Welcome back. This is episode 3. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little out of it right now, but I'm going to be talking about something that might get me a little heated. So fair warning for anyone who might be triggered. For my headphone listeners, I may get a little loud, but obviously these are short 15 minutes. So hopefully you can bear with me through it. But I just kind of want to get into a topic that's been frustrating me for a very long time because, as you know, this segment is It's Been a Long Week, and it has not only been a long week for the United States because that's where I live, depending on where you're listening. It's been a long week. It's been a long month. It's been a long year. It's been a couple years as far as COVID, politics, you name it, and I'm fucking sick of it. All right. As much as probably any of you are that are listening or watching, you're probably as sick of it as much as I am, whether you're keeping up with it or not. It's pretty much like a cancer in the back of your brain, if that makes sense, or at least as I'm interpreting it for myself, that's what I feel. So yeah, it's been a long week and then some for us as a people, whether you live in the United States or another country, but I'm specifically going to be talking about the country that I reside in, as you know, for good reason. I live here, so I can give at least good insight from where I'm at. I can only talk about other places in the world from what I see or hear, and that's about it. So I'm solely, when I give this discussion or I give my opinions on this in this rant of It's Been a Long Week, it's from a United States perspective, from a United States citizen. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so in our podcast here, we've always done some politics stuff, conspiracy theories, politics, all that different stuff, and we've kind of veered away from it, and for good reason. And I've kind of hit the like boiling point onto where I want to just like fully disclose that I'm making it known that we are never going to talk politics on this show again until things get better, because right now it's all poison. It's all strictly poison. I mean, whether you're right, left, in between, no matter what you are, it's all fucking poison. And I'm not going to sit here and spend my time regurgitating poison to the masses and giving my opinion on it, because at the end of the day, in my opinion, and you know, this is my show with my buddies, and sorry, that was a fly. But it's all poison, and I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to sit here and regurgitate all the bullshit that we're hearing every day. I'm not going to be a conduit for these motherfuckers to talk about what they're talking about. I'm not going to sit here and just bitch about it anymore. Because yeah, we can complain about it. We can give our opinions, our thoughts, or whatever. But unfortunately, that has no weight in the world that we live in. Apparently our voice means nothing. And the only way that our voice can mean anything is if we actually come together as a people and put that voice together as one. And unfortunately, I will say unfortunately and not unfortunately. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen from what it looks like. But on the other side of things, you know, it's like that, it's so easy. It's like an easy decision, if that makes sense. Like if everyone was just to come together as a human race and understand that we need to figure this out, not by picking people to figure it out for us, but figure it out for ourselves and then dictate from there. I think that would be better off for us. All right. We all need to have our own mind. We all need to have our own opinion, our own thought process. And unfortunately, with the social media world that we live in and all the different sites that everyone goes to and shares what they want to share, which, you know, is freedom of speech, you know, depending on the site and their rules and their, you know, ability to take down what they want to take down. You know, it's a free market. Independent companies are allowed to do what they want, and so have you. It's really changed the way that speech has been, I don't want to say accepted, but heard. And what we hear now is, you know, you've got the right media, you've got the left media, and then you have social media. You know, and I don't mean to make that like a Dr. Seuss thing. Like that's exactly what it is. Right media, left media, social media. It's all media. And we're all getting our news from all those different places. And if you go independent, it's the same thing. It's a bias, or it may be unbiased. I mean, it's at this point, I know I sound like I'm rambling, but it's so confusing and just fucked from the inside that even when I think that I found a source or I found a place that's unbiased that I can listen to for actual news, I still don't believe it because of the climate we live in, right? It's gotten bad. It's been bad. It's gotten bad. And every day it gets even fucking worse. And it's an issue because everyone is so vocal these days because of the outlets and the mediums that they have to give their voice and give their opinions and do things. But we haven't made any change. None of us, including myself. I'm guilty of that too. And anything I say right now, I'm not saying it as if I'm not a part of that. I'm a part of that just as much as any of you are. Whether you stay out of it or you're in it, we're all a part of this together. Point blank, like black and white. It's plain and simple. We're all a part of this. All right. And even though I don't do enough to be, say, an activist or someone who involves himself to make change, and I always just use my voice to give my opinion, we're all at fault. Every single one of us, until we are all standing side by side with one love. And I'm not saying this from like a hippie standpoint or anything like that, but just as a people, just standing together for what we believe is right, and know that we're all in the same shit sandwich and we're all fucked because the people at the top, no matter who you voted for, Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush, it doesn't matter. All right. At the end of the day, that's just one guy, and there's a lot of people underneath him, one guy or girl, you know, depending on if we get a female president one day. It's all the same. And no matter what we do, no matter who we pick, no matter how we feel, the world keeps on turning, unfortunately. Like it doesn't matter. You know, whoever's at the top, whoever's in charge, whoever has the most pull on things or control into things will always find a way, and the rest of us are left in the dust. And we all still seem to want to fight amongst ourselves. Why? Why are we fighting amongst ourselves? Like, why are we not like voicing our opinions in a constructive manner, in a democratic manner, like a democracy? You know what I mean? And really using the outlets that we have. And unfortunately, when I say that, some people will say, well, the outlets we have are broken. The systems we have are broken. The channels and the people we put in place are broken. I understand that. I completely understand that. All right. The system's fucked. Everything's fucked. All right. The world, it sucks. It's fucked. All right. But we have to, as adults, I mean, okay, I'm getting a little fast paced here because I'm talking about things like from an emotional standpoint, but also like from my own thoughts, like not so much emotional to where I'm just like, I'm using my emotions to, you know, dictate what I'm saying. Like I've felt this for a very long time. So take it for what you will. But I mean, we really need to come together as a people because no one cares about us on the bottom. No one, whether you're lower, middle, or upper class, even those three classes, even upper class is still separated from the upper class, if that makes sense. There's a separation between those two. You've got people who are rich, and then you have people who are rich with power. And there's a difference. And what we're seeing in the world right now is that people who are rich and with power are making the shots, and we're all suffering from that because they're all worried about their own careers, their own agendas, their own whatever. And you can say that I'm sitting here being, you know, a conspiracy theorist or anti-government, whatever. I don't care. That's your prerogative. I'm just telling you like it is, black and white. It's pretty fucking simple. All right. They don't give a shit. If you look at what happened in our country just recently, we just surrendered an entire country back over to the Taliban in the ass backward way that it should have been done. No matter what you think of it, that's exactly what happened. All right. And I'm coming from a military veteran standpoint here where I saw what happened, and it is the most asinine thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. But that's what happened. And nothing's being done about it. No one's bitching about it. I don't hear anyone complaining about it. It was pretty much after a couple of days, it was done and over with. No one gives a shit. And it's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. And this is kind of why I'm at that breaking point where I don't even want to talk about this shit anymore, where I'm basically, this is the last time you're ever going to hear me, unless Cody and Nick, the other co-hosts here on the show, really drive, which I know they've been tired of talking about politics because it's just so fucking asinine at this point. If they would be the only ones that would ever bring me back to this. And this is kind of why this is my last thing I'm ever going to say about this, because it's so fucked. I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I don't want to poison my brain with having to run my show, which is something that I enjoy and something that I want to do to talk to the masses and talk to people and have you hear my voice and make your day entertaining. I don't want to sit there and just poison you even further. All right. There's the news for that. If you want to enjoy that, go watch the news for whatever it is, for what it's worth, you know, whatever the fucking, if you even call it news these days, go watch that. All right. Because this show ain't going to do that anymore. Because it's bullshit. And I know I'm swearing a lot, but I got no other way to express this. All right. It's ridiculous. All right. There's nothing we can do unless we come together. That's just plain and simple. So, you know, let's go over the issues in the world today. Vaxxed, unvaxxed, you know, mask, unmask, gay, not gay. I mean, all these different things. All right. That's all something that we can come together and discuss as a people. We don't need politicians or people above us to sit there and dictate and decide how we come together as a people on those issues. We can do that ourselves. All right. We're smart human beings. Be a smart human being. Be an individual. Be someone who actually thinks and discusses something with somebody. Even if you don't like what they have to say, even if you don't like what you hear, or you're afraid to say what you want to say, we need to have those conversations and just be transparent with each other. All right. We're looking at a presidency right now from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, where they came in saying they were going to be the most transparent, presidential group that's in office, and they've been nothing but the opposite. And what more do you need to know that these people don't give a fuck? All right. They don't care about what you tweet. They don't care about what you post. The only reason that they care about that stuff if it goes along with what they want, and then they're going to use that as fuel. All right. We're literally kindling to the fire. And if you don't know what kindling is the small sticks you use to start a fire, because you can't use big logs first, right? Which is an exact analogy I want to use. All right. The big log is the system, right? And the kindling, which is the small sticks that they use to build the fire that they have that burns down everything, is the small individuals that we all are. And they put us together in a nice little teepee format, and they get the shit out, and they start that fire. And the next thing you know, before we even know it or even realize it, it's too late, and we're all burning to death. All right. And we're just in one big fucking dumpster fire. That's exactly what we're going towards right now. And they're just building the fire, and it's only a matter of time before they fucking ignite that shit, and we're all sitting here burnt in the dust. And you know what? They're still going to be okay, because put it into perspective. Everything that's happened in these past couple of years with COVID and all this bullshit and different change, whether it's losing jobs, forcing companies to shut down, forcing this to do that or whatever, nothing has changed with them, right? They still go to work. They still get their mass amount of paychecks. They still get their mad money for being a servant of the people. When they're not serving the people, they're serving themselves. Nothing changes with them, only with us. And the only time that they ever felt scared, whether you like what happened on January 6th, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm a little heated right now with the insurrection, I believe that's the date. Quote me if I'm wrong, or check me if I'm wrong, not quote me, but you know what I mean. That's the only time that they ever fucking got in a tizzy about it. And then they wanted to piss about it because the people brought it to them. All right. Say what you want about it. I don't believe that it was all 100% done correctly. And I don't think the people should have done to the extent of who did what they did. The people that protested peacefully outside, cool. The people that went inside, I don't completely agree with it, is what it is. We can have the discussion later or not. You get what I'm saying. The only time that they ever felt that they needed to intervene was when it was brought into their fucking face. All right. When everyone was burning down cities and rioting because of Black Lives Matter and everything else and all these movements. And I'm not saying the movement's bad, good, whatever. I'm just talking about the instance of what happened. When all that happened, they weren't freaking out. They were not freaking out. They were doing nothing to really calm the situation. The minute it was on their front doorstep, it was a fucking problem. And all of a sudden they want to, make news stories and how scared people were and how, oh my God, this is happening and blah, blah, blah. And they take the time to do that. But when something happens like Afghanistan, where we abandon Americans over there, they don't take the time to make little documentary fucking interviews on that and how scared those people are. No one gives a shit. They don't give a shit whatsoever. They don't care. They do not care because they are old. They have been in office for too long. All right. I believe that the presidency shouldn't be the only term office where we should force people to only have a certain amount of time. All right. It should be every facet of government, because some of these people have been in there too long and they dig their nails in. And next thing you know, they got their fingers in fucking everything. And then we're all left in the dust to fucking pick up the scraps and just vote for the next motherfucker that's going to put another finger in our asshole. I know this got a little crazy. I'm just saying. I'm not going to do politics on this show anymore. I'm voicing my frustrations because we are in a shit sandwich right now between our country and the rest of the world with what's going on. And it's fucking disgusting. It's pathetic. I hope the best for the human race. I'm not going to rant about this anymore. I just wanted to let you all know where I stand and what's going to go with the show further. If you're watching this segment, I appreciate it. But fuck everything and everyone that's in charge of everything, because they're not doing their jobs and we're all still paying into their paychecks. It is what it is. That's the card we were dealt, the world that we were brought into. And, we're in the system, whether we like it or not. And unfortunately, until we come together, we're all going to be their little dog puppets, and we're going to go along with their dog and pony show, and we're all going to suck their cocks and, do what they want and just be their little marionettes, if you will. So that's it for my rant. This is the last time you're ever going to hear about politics on this show, because it's fucking asinine until the world gets its head out of its ass and they can actually give some constructive news on what's going on with the world instead of, characterize set pieces that mean something to what they want to discuss and want to throw out so people will, argue amongst themselves. we're losing. We're losing right now. So God bless America. God bless our country. Fuck the people in charge of it. And I hope you all had a great week. I know you're going into the weekend, depending on when you listen to this. I'm sorry that this was a little heated, but this is how I felt. And unfortunately, it's my show, so I'll say what the fuck I want. But you have a great weekend. Do what you need to do to make the world a better place, because I'm going to try to do the same for myself. And I will catch you next time. Peace.